Here's one more subject to discern and feel the true connection and reunion with ourselves. Eliminating the control of the synapse so simple the same feeling and the same spirit, their connections will merge with each other, like jigsaw puzzle, being a being of the same totality. Several philosophers in past timelines, seeing confusedly or imprecisely one thing for the distance or lack of light. As I woke up in front of the rising sun, I glimpsed in the distance a veritable flotilla of vessels of all kinds. I saw a series of correspondences between the human body and the universe. This relationship is at the origin of all esoteric knowledge and is in a certain way a map of reconnection or an anagogical, as well as analogical, scheme, which allows man to unite with the divinity by entering into rhythm and consonance with this order. The idea that derives from the system of correspondences is that man contains within himself the same archetype as the entire universe, and therefore, if he manages to know himself, it is only a matter of time, so that humanity will lead his life in a single line. They will forget to travel, use transport. Everything will be within reach of a few meters. Everything has been created by ourselves. We must take responsibility without victimizing ourselves. From here and now, let us forge a balanced destiny. We are creators, more than mission. Let us strive to create a legacy to the next generation. That which I suggest we must act on is now. I believe we all have a dream, and in that dream, individually, do not look at humanity enslaved by artificial intelligence. Freedom all of humanity. Already at this time, a world contest is being held to build in Saudi Arabia, a complex that will cross from coast to coast Saudi Arabia. Implanting ideas of limbic control, one of them which humanity will be able to be in direct contact with nature and perform basic activities without transportation. Dictate. Height of 500 mts, with a length will be 170 kilometers. 3 region. Coast. Mountain. Valley. Implemented artificial intelligence, condensing all activities in a large urban line. The Plan 098 impact of only 2% compared to a conventional city. The architectural complex will have a housing capacity of 9 million people, approximately the same number of people living in London. We cannot ignore the housing and environmental crises that are facing our world cities, and NEOM is at the forefront of coming up with new and creative solutions to address the problems, Mohammed bin Salman, NEOM's director, said in the press release. NEOM is coordinating a team of the brightest minds in architecture, engineering, and construction to make the idea of building upwards a reality, said the Saudi Crown Prince. The origin of the correspondences, that all-encompassing skein of luminous strands, according to Hermetic tradition, comes from Egypt, where it is said that there were 2 columns or pillars on which Thoth, Hermes, Egyptian, had written this primordial, antediluvian wisdom, which would have been guarded by the priests. According to Jambliches in his Egyptian Mysteries, Pythagoras and Plato studied the Egyptian stele in the Temple of Sais, possibly Seth. The main source that the tradition collects is the text attributed to Manetho, the Book of Sothis, or Book of Sirius. Menetus was an Egyptian priest, and the text in question was quoted by the monk George Syncellus, but has disappeared. Most modern researchers consider it to be apocryphal. Some esoteric researchers, such as G.S. Mead, however, consider it to have substantial basis. It is said that Thoth, the first Hermes, inscribed a stele with his knowledge in hieroglyphics to preserve the tradition in the face of a cataclysm, which were later translated. This would also be the remote origin of the famous emerald tablet of the Corpus Hermeticum. The most detailed, and at times overwhelming, expressions of correspondences can surely be found in the India of the Vedas, with its elaborate sacrifices in which each element corresponds to another in a dizzying network of analogies. Fire, soma, ghee, the center pole, the horse, all these elements are not only connected with parts of the body, planets, and with divinities, but are also a living theater of memory that narrates distant actions in the celestial worlds. The other great demonstration of an intricate manifestation of correspondences can be found among the Kabbalists and the alchemists. The former, in seeking the creation of the golem, create a monumental edifice of correspondences following the principle that the entire universe was built with the 22 Hebrew letters, the permutations of these letters in correspondence with the days of the week, the